Slow down with me for a moment. This is not an ordinary message, and this is not an ordinary moment. There are times when life flows normally, and there are moments when something sacred quietly opens without warning. This is one of those moments. Right now, something rare is happening, something that cannot be replayed or recreated later. There is a window open that does not stay open forever. This is not fear, and this is not pressure, but it is truth. If you leave, if you drift, if you decide this can wait, something meant specifically for you could quietly pass by. Ask yourself, without answering out loud, why am I here right now? Why did I stop? Why did I feel pulled to stay? The answer is deeper than curiosity. Something holy is unfolding in this very moment, and you are standing at the edge of it. There are things you have carried that no one else knows about. Pain you learned to hide because explaining it felt too heavy. Nights where your tears were silent, not because they weren't real, but because you didn't want to burden anyone. You smile during the day and keep going, but inside there has been fatigue that sleep does not fix, worries you never speak, prayers you whispered so quietly you wondered if they even reached heaven. You have felt unseen, overlooked, misunderstood by people who were supposed to notice. And yet, every moment you felt invisible, you were fully seen. Every sigh that escaped your chest when you thought no one was listening was heard. Every tear you wiped away before it could fall did not go unnoticed. Nothing about your suffering has been ignored. Nothing about your confusion has been dismissed. Even the prayers that felt unanswered were never unheard. Understand this clearly. You are not here by accident. Not now. Not today. Not in this moment. This wasn't random scrolling, accidental timing, or coincidence. This moment was marked before you ever reached it. Before this day existed, this encounter was already written. Heaven arranged this meeting without noise or announcement, because not everything sacred arrives loudly. There has been alignment happening behind the scenes that you could not see. Delays, redirections, pauses that made no sense at the time were quietly positioning you. Even what felt like randomness was ordered. Curiosity didn't bring you here. Destiny did. And nothing you have done could have accidentally stepped into this moment if it wasn't meant for you. So stay. Not with distraction, not halfway, not while your mind wanders somewhere else. Stay with your heart open. Stay with your spirit attentive. Listen beyond words. What is being released here flows like a stream, and streams are not meant to be interrupted. If you leave too soon, you may only taste what was meant to fully heal you. Blessings don't force their way in. They move toward the receptive. Staying is not about time, it's about alignment. Let yourself receive fully. You may have asked quietly or even angrily at times, why me? Why was my path harder? Why did I feel different, isolated, stretched in ways others were? The answer is not simple, but it is clear. You were chosen. Your name has been called not because you were perfect, but because you were willing. Heaven does not select the loudest, the strongest, or the most admired. It selects the available, the resilient, the ones who keep breathing even when life feels heavy. The very ways you felt out of place were signals, not flaws. The pressure you felt was not meant to crush you, but to shape you. You were never strange for being different. You were marked. Nothing you went through was meaningless. Not the losses, not the heartbreaks, not the seasons where you questioned everything. Pain was not punishment, it was preparation. Weight was added to you because you were being trained to carry something greater. Tears were never wasted, they were counted. You may look back someday and realize that what almost broke you was the very thing that made you ready. What feels heavy now will look small compared to the miracles ahead. Nothing was taken from you without purpose. Nothing was delayed without reason. Nothing was broken beyond repair. You were not only fighting what you could see. There were unseen battles around you, resistance you couldn't explain, distractions that appeared right when you were about to change. Every breakthrough attracts opposition. Every calling invites resistance. Moments you felt unusually tired, overwhelmed, or discouraged were not weakness. They were signs that something was shifting. But know this, chains are breaking now. And once heaven breaks a chain, nothing can put it back on you. What tried to follow, you will not be able to reach you again. Think about the moments you almost gave up, the times you questioned if continuing was worth it, the nights you didn't know how you would make it through another day. You are still here not because you were strong enough, but because you were protected. There were shields you couldn't see, hands you couldn't feel, strength given right when yours ran out. You survived things that should have taken you out, and that is not coincidence. You were never alone, even when it felt that way. You were never meant to fit in where others were comfortable. Your discomfort was evidence of distinction. Doors are waiting that only opened for you, and they could not open until you arrived ready. Your life was written with intention long before you took your first breath. And now the waiting season is thinning. Delays are lifting. Shifts are beginning. Timing matters, and hesitation can cause you to miss what is moving toward you. If guilt tries to speak louder than grace, silence it. Mistakes do not cancel destiny. Failures do not rewrite heaven's plans. Love is stronger than your worst moment. Forgiveness outpaces your regrets. You were never too broken. That lie was never true. What you thought disqualified you was simply a chapter, not the ending. If your surroundings have felt heavy, if nights have been restless, if your home has felt tense without explanation, you are not imagining it. There were battles you didn't see, and protection you didn't ask for but still received. But the atmosphere is shifting. Light is breaking through. What once pressed in on you is losing its hold. This moment matters, you matter, and what is beginning now will unfold exactly as it was always meant to. Stay open. Stay present, stay aware. Heaven does not open gates without purpose, and this gate was opened for you. There is something you must understand clearly now, and it must not be softened or delayed. This door that is open will not wait forever. Moments like this are mercies, but mercies still move on a timeline. There are seasons when heaven pauses and invites, and if the invitation is ignored too long, the moment shifts. This is not meant to create fear, but awareness. Postponing a spiritual response has cost many people what they were not prepared to lose. Readiness must come before the miracle, not after it. What is coming will not arrive slowly. It will arrive suddenly, in waves, layered and overwhelming in the best way. But only open hands can receive. Only open hearts can carry what is about to be poured out. Close the door to hesitation. Open every part of you emotionally and spiritually. This is not the time to hold back. If you have felt attacked, pressured, misunderstood, or opposed more than usual, that is not a sign of failure. It is evidence of importance. Resistance does not rise against what does not matter. Notice where the pressure has been concentrated. Relationships tested, finances stretched, health challenged. Your mind under constant assault with doubt, fear, and exhaustion. These are not random areas. They are connected to what you are becoming. Opposition always reveals value. If your future were small, the resistance would be small. Yet you are still standing, still moving, still breathing. Progress has already been made, even when it felt invisible. Right now, something is shifting. A new chapter is beginning, not someday, but now. The old story cannot continue because it has already served its purpose. Doors will not open politely anymore. They will be forced open. Vindication will come faster than the accusations lasted. Blessings will move so quickly that you will barely have time to process one before the next arrives. People who once doubted will quietly watch transformation unfold before their eyes. This season is not temporary. It is not another cycle of hope followed by disappointment. This one stays. Look back at what hurt you, not with sorrow but clarity. Rejection was redirection. What walked away had reached the end of its assignment. Breakups were not abandonment, they were preparation. Loneliness was not emptiness, it was intimacy in disguise. Losses were not theft, they were pruning. Every wound stretched your capacity. Every disappointment deepened your ability to hold what is coming. Nothing was removed without reason. Nothing ended without purpose. God's timing has never matched human impatience. Waiting years felt unbearable, but waiting was not wasted. What felt like delay was training. What felt like silence was strengthening. When breakthroughs arrive, they often appear suddenly, but they carry years of preparation behind them. Delayed answers do not mean smaller answers. They mean greater ones. Speed impresses people, but readiness sustains outcomes. You are not late. You are prepared. Some relationships will change very soon. Some people will leave without explanation. Do not chase them. What is leaving is making room. This is divine pruning, not rejection. New connections are coming that align with who you are now, not who you were when you were surviving. Reputation that was misunderstood will be restored without you defending yourself. You will not need to prove anything. Truth will speak for itself. Do not fear enemies, whispers, or hidden conversations. What was spoken against you in secret will be turned into evidence for your promotion. Plans meant to harm you will be reused to elevate you. What was designed to shame you will spotlight your strength. Judgment will lose its power. Gossip will lose its voice. You do not need to be afraid of what others say when heaven is already deciding what you become. Your pain will not die with you. It will speak through you. The suffering that almost silenced you will one day help save someone else. Your weakness is becoming a testimony. Your survival is becoming a message. People will find hope through what you endured. What once embarrassed you will empower others. So now the call is simple but serious. Let go of old chains, not later, now. Release what kept you bound to fear, guilt, shame, and delay. Surrender control and trust the process unfolding. Accept the call that has been following you for years. This message is not random. This moment is not accidental. You were meant to hear this while the gate was open. Rise with courage. Respond with faith. What stands before you is greater than what stands behind you, and you will not walk into it alone.